friends. I'm so glad you guys are here today. Hope everyone's doing well. We have two really fun cards to create today. These are called circle pop out cards because, as you can see, the circle pops out. Let me show you how this works. You just simply open it and you see it just kind of slides through the slot. Here's where you're going to write your message. There's our little circle. We're going to do one with designer series paper, and then we're going to do another one, and we're going to create our own designer series paper because I love making my own designer series paper. Blackberry Bliss and Crumb Cake, just a favorite. And we are going to create both of these today. Let me go ahead and bring my friends on the screen here. See what everyone is up to. There we go. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
These are my fabulous moderators. So I've got Brenda. She's over on YouTube. She'll be answering your questions and reading me answering your comments and reading any questions to me. Christina, she's over there on Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, she'll be checking in with you guys over there. So it is pouring down rain here today, which we don't complain about in Oklahoma. You may remember in the spring, I was complaining just a little bit because it was always raining. But here in Oklahoma, we always need the rain. So I try not to complain too much. But hopefully internet will stick with me because, yeah, it was kind of a downpour. My little dog Tugger heard some thunder and came running behind me. Ears back. Oh, I felt so bad for him. And he was laying here behind me, which then, is he here? No, he's not right now. So he must be doing good. I think he's just there in front of me. But yeah, my pups do not like thunder. So, but
Wimps.
Yeah.
Wimps.
We can take it. Actually,
as someone who's had to stay up late with them because they're scared of storms.
Yeah.
I've done an all-nighter.
Yeah.
With Roxy.
And usually it was always Roxy.
Yeah.
Tugger never had an issue, but he's learning. He's learning. Oh, I'm supposed to be scared now?
I'm scared too.
Yeah. So I don't think he is scared. He just knows Roxy is. So now he's scared too. So
of course.
Well, I always say puppies never teach each other their good tricks.
No,
definitely
they
not.
don't. No, they don't. So yeah. It's so I got to tell you guys, it's been kind of a crazy week around here. Last week, Mr. Awesome was diagnosed as a diabetic.
Rip.
I was like, oh, Mr. Awesome kept putting off going to a wellness visit for years.
Hey, now,
and I get on to him.
It's okay. Doctors tell you bad things, so just
that was always his.
Go easy on him.
That's why he wouldn't go. He goes, no. Whenever I go to him, they tell me there are things wrong. Well, he went and found out. Two things. He found out he was diabetic, and he had gone to the eye doctor earlier, and his vision went. Whoosh. He has a cataract. His vision went from good to, in a year's time, you have a cataract. Which, of course, can be a sign of diabetes. So I'm glad he got in. But that also means big changes in our house. And we did what we called the big purge, took all the sugar and carbs out of the house. I took it all into the guest room and laid it all out. And I told Christina and Jenny, I said, bring over your shopping bags and come shopping. And I'm going to tell you, I sat in the living room while they shopped, and they were so funny. Do you want this? Because I'll take it. And, they're going through everything. And when they were all done, Jenny goes, that was really fun. And Christina goes, right? Dad should get diabetes more often.
It was great. Because I remember when the big purge would always happen when we were kids and we didn't get to keep any of it. It was purged from our house.
I love that you mentioned the big purge. Like this goes on more than one time.
No,
it happened. That was twice. We did it one other time.
I think about the show The Middle when she, it's like, oh, not that we're bad parents again.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but for his sake, of course, I'm like, okay, if you have to eat that way, I'm going to do it right along with you.
Well, I kind of got
this
you
isn't easy, you guys.
It's awful. It's awful. I thought I was going to die when I was at your house, remember? Because I had just gone into, the glucose is a little off.
Yep. And, here I've got, carbs galore and sweets
I'm
galore.
I'm a sugar addict. I will admit it. I like my sugar.
So I made it, I think, about 8-9 days without sugar. And then last night I caved. I caved. We were out at a baseball game, and I'm like, it was a company thing. So they had all the food and everything. And they had these amazing homemade chocolate chip cookies that were nice and gooey. And I'm like, I'm done. So yeah, it was a little rough, but we're going to get through it. And of course, for his sake, hey, I'll do whatever I have to do. And he was fine that I caved and had a cookie. He was all right with that, but it's definitely not something we'll do often, but I enjoyed that cookie. I really enjoyed
and that's
that
what
cookie.
matters.
That's all that matters. But yeah, so that's the big one that's happening around here, is just big changes in our house. So, Cindy says, I hope you and Mr. Wonderful will sign up for a diabetes class. This coming from a nurse of 50 years. I actually thought about that. Like, I'm sure there's got to be like some Facebook groups or something. But yeah, I might look into that. Maybe the library offers something like that, because it's definitely all new. This is not, diabetes has never run in our family or anything. So yeah, big
maybe
fun,
you guys can find
changes.
a fun like keto-based cooking class. Because Dad loves to cook.
I'll go to a cooking class. Sure.
Of course.
Actually, I did that.
You get to eat at the end of it, Connie. You'll enjoy it.
That's true.
Yeah.
He loves to cook. I do not, but I love to bake. And so that's always a hard one. Well, shall we get to stamping?
That's what my house is for. Come over and bake at my
That's
place.
right. I'm going to come over and bake at Christina's house, because she has all my sugar now.
I was going to say, that's where all the ingredients are now.
That's right. Well, guys, listen, we do like to chat for a little bit, give everyone a chance to get on. I got an email from a viewer the other day, and she says, thank you for doing the chat at the beginning, because I get the notification. And she goes, and I don't want to miss anything. And sometimes, she's got to get things set up before she can go and watch. So yeah, we like to give everyone that opportunity just to get online. Hello to everyone. You guys are popping in, Shirley and Sandy and Deborah and DRC. DRC says, on the subject of baseball, has anyone heard of the Savannah Bananas? Girl, I love the Savannah Bananas. I'm walking into this baseball game, and I wasn't like thrilled about going, but company picnic thing, you got to go. And I was like, man, this would be so much better if it was the Savannah Bananas. I just think they are so awesome. And somebody from Howdy OKC, and I know that's my sister. Hi, Sheila. How are you?
I was like,
Paul, I know who that is.
Wait.
And look, Jamie Watch, or no, I'm sorry. Where, it just popped. It moved. It was a DRC. It said, agreed, ran late today, had to get my coffee. See, we want to give everyone that chance to get on, but we better get going. We got 2 cards to create today. So let me get Christina, if you'll get me all, there we go. All right. I will. Hi. Okay, we're actually going to start with this card. Like I said, we're going to do one with designer series paper and one we're going to make our own designer series paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Here are all the measurements for you. It's all in a pretty little download for you. I always tell you guys, I don't like you to have to write everything down. I want you to just watch the video, have a good time. Measurements, photos, supply list. You can scan or click here for the video or scan for the video. So if you need to come back and watch it again, you can do that. And I have a complete supply list here. It's really not too bad, you guys. It's really, we're focusing on the Spotlight on Nature dies. But if you don't have those, oh guys, they're fantastic. They're some of my favorite dies. And we'll be using the hole punch assortment, which just came back in stock a couple days ago, I think. But anyway, if you need to order anything and you're in the United States, friends, if you'll follow that link, it'll take you to my online store. I would be beyond thrilled to be your demonstrator. So I hope you will give that a thought. Okay, let's start. An 11-inch by 4 1/4 inch piece of Cajun Craze. It's fall. So let's create a fall card. Friends, I've scored this at 2 inches and again at 6 1/4. So we're going to give this a fold. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to start with my 2 inch. It's a tiny bit tight. Okay. I'm just going to tell you it's a tiny bit tight because we need this to kind of fold over. So you may have to give it a little squish. You guys know what I mean, right? Whenever you have one of those fun folds that has to go like that. So I know your first thought is, well, that's not going to fit into an envelope. Once we add our circle, it absolutely will fit into a medium-sized envelope. All right. Okay, we have that. Let's go ahead. We're going to come in with our designer series paper. So I have a 4 by 4, and then this is 4 inches by 1 3/4 inch. We're going to go ahead and add these. Yes, yeah.
Marilyn Baziak. Yeah. I'm going to slaughter her last name. She has a question. She wants to know who your guests are.
My guests, my fabulous guests, Brenda Paulson. She is there on YouTube, and she is in Rigby, Idaho. I'm in Moore, Oklahoma. And Christina, that's actually my daughter. She's on Facebook right now, and she is in Oklahoma City. So we're not too far from each other. I'm actually just in the suburb of Oklahoma City. So that's where she is. And yep, they come along every Thursday and they help me with my lives because I cannot read comments and create at the same time. I can't do it, you guys. I can't. So thank you, Marilyn, for that. All right, friends, you can see how we added our designer series paper. All right. It's time to we're going to go ahead and do our die cutting. All right. So your card should look something like that. I told you we're going to use Spotlight on Nature. Love these dies. So for this one, I'm going to use this set, and we're going to need 2 of them. When we create this card, you're going to need 2 of them. So I'm going to use the 2nd and 3rd die. Okay. That big one, that's way too big. So we're going to use these 2 here. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab some copy paper, junk mail. I mean, we're just using this as a template. So this is just, I dug it out of my trash can. Okay. So you're going to want to die cut yourself a piece of copy paper, not cardstock. You need something thin because this is, like I said, it's just a little template. So go ahead and die cut. That's the larger one, by the way. Create yourself a little template. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my template in half. Okay. Make sure you got that good. Okay. So we've folded it because that line is what we really need. This is going to go here on this 2-inch section, and it's going to go on the right side because when we flip it over, it'll be on the left. Okay. But this way we want it on the right side. And you are going to line up that straight line on your score line. Okay. We really want that good and straight. Leave yourself about, I'm even going to come over a little bit more. You want to leave yourself about 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 of an inch here on the side. We don't want to get too close. And I'm now going to take the same die. Okay. And I'm going to line it up on there. By the way, you'll kind of feel it. Oops. You know what? Just to be on the safe side. I like to be safe. Let's come in with a little Post-it note tape. I know many of you use this or I'm going to de-stickify it a little bit. My Post-it note tape sometimes is too sticky. So I'm just going to put that. We're learning as we go, friends. Okay, we're going to put that right there just so it holds in place. Now I can add the die. Yeah, I can feel it instantly click right into place. We'll get ourselves another little piece, de-stickify. I just rub it on my jeans. See, it was so nice to wear jeans today, by the way. Fall finally showed up a couple days ago. So happy. I mean, it went from Christina, like the 90s, boom, we were back down to.
Oh yeah, it was like reaching hundreds last week, and now we've dropped down to 80s. Now, granted, this is Oklahoma's initial sneak preview of fall. Real fall is not going to come until at least November. We're probably going to be back in the hundreds in 2 weeks.
I know. Did you guys see what I just did? I just kind of held that in place, lifted it, and I just took the template out. I thought, I really don't want to cut up my template if I don't have to. So I think the Post-it note was a great little tip there, because now it's held in place. And by the way, if you want to just verify, I'm just going to lay that right there on the die. Ha! Perfect. I just kind of came up with that as I was going. All right, let me grab my die cutting machine. Okay. And we are going to die cut this little beauty. So we've got base plate 1, cutting die adapter 2. I said cutting plate, base plate, cutting plate 3. I'm blaming all of this on the lack of sugar in my life. I've always got, it's either I haven't had enough coffee. Now it's always going to be, I haven't had sugar, but I can't say that right now, can I? Okay. I have to kind of clean my plate. There's some little leftover pieces. All right, let's run this through. Here we go. And by the way, I'm going to go through until I know the circle's done, and then I'm going to come back. The reason I'm doing that, maybe not as much on this one, but when you're going through the other card where we've got not designer series paper, but 2 layers of cardstock, you kind of might want that. So, all right, we are going to remove our circle. Oh, look, a little stray of something. All right, you want to take, if you're using the Post-it note tape or washi, whatever you're using, we want to do that very gently. Okay, this, friends, sadly, you just have to throw it away. There's just not much you can do with it because it's got this line in the middle. So that is truly some trash. So let me show you. This is what you have. And the reason we want that circle right there, perfectly centered, because we need this to be able to open with the circle. So let's talk about the circle. I've got 2 more pieces here. This is Cajun Craze, and I believe, what is this? This is a 6x3. And that same die, this one here that we did from the center, we're going to use this again, and we need 2 of them. Okay, you're going to die cut 2 of those. And I have that for you here. And now with this one, this is a piece of basic beige. Actually, let me go ahead and bring them both in. I have a 3, let's see, this is a, yes, I'm sorry. This is a 4x4. And this is a 2.5 by 2.5. All right. So this is going to go here. So this is where you're going to write your message. And this one, we are going to take that smaller circle. So you'll kind of know which one it is. It's going to be probably about a 2.25 by 2.25 when it's cut. And I have that one done for you as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to show you how to add these circles. Okay. So hopefully you can see, I'm going to put adhesive right here in that opening. Okay. Quite get to that edge. There we go. All right. Just like that, we're going to take our circle, and I know it is really hard to see with that designer series paper, but can you see how that just kind of locks? We've got it right on that edge, and we want to make sure it's going to go through. I'm going to bring that down just a touch because I really want that to, yep, there we go. All right, so there's one. We're going to open up our card. See how it looks on there? We want to cover that because this is the back side of the die. So we're going to add some adhesive to this one. Line those up perfectly. I don't use the word perfectly to scare you, but we want to make sure, again, that those will go in and out of the opening. Okay, let me set that off to the side. It's time to do some stamping. So, Connie, what stamp set are we going to use today? Today, we are going to use, this one is on the last chance list. Oh my goodness, Twisted in Time. I know it doesn't look pretty, okay? Sometimes these types of stamps don't look good in gray, but they are beautiful when they are stamped. I'm actually using this one because I really wanted the greetings and the sentiments, and this little image. I thought it was fun. So we're going to use that today from Twisted in Time. 2 ink pads. I have got Secret C and Basic Beige because my designer series paper has some really great Secret C in there. We're going to start with our Basic Beige. And you know what? No, we're going to start with our Secret C. I don't think it really matters, but I think we're going to do that. So I've got a greeting and a sentiment. So for our greeting, we're going to say, you make every day special. Fabulous greeting. We'll stamp that right in the center of our circle. And then we're going to say, a sweet friendship is good for the soul. We're going to add that. Remember, this is a 4x4, so you don't have to worry about which side is up. We are done with our Secret C. So let's now come in. I told you it was that this great little image. I don't know what it's called. It's just cute. Let's just add one here. This kind of decorates the inside of our card. And now on our greeting, we'll add one up above and one below. Easy stamping. Now I will tell you for this one, whatever sentiment greeting set you have, it's going to be perfect. Let's go ahead and add our circle. Take a moment and make sure you've got your greeting straight up and down, unless you want it to be crooked, which you can also do. You guys know I'm a fan of crooked. All right, we'll add that there. Let's open up our card. You can see this one is also a very quick card. Really, it's just about those circles and getting those circles cut. So we're going to be covering this up, but it also looks cleaner that way. All right, we're going to add our message there. Now we're going to do one more thing. This is where that little hole punch is going to come into play. I loved this, but I felt like it needed a little something. So I'm going to bring in some linen thread. I got about 20 inches of linen thread. And let's take, this is a 1/8 inch hole punch. So here's my tip. I'm going to go ahead and let's just get that out of the way. We are going to slide it in. I'm going to line up the punch with the edge of the card itself. And I'm going to come down till I can just see the designer series paper through that hole, and then bring it up just a little bit past that. So just kind of figure out what you want, about like that. We're going to do the same thing over here. Again, just line it up with the Cajun craze on the side and bring it up about right there. Okay. I got another tip for you. So we're going to put in our linen thread. I'm going to go from the right and go down, and then we're going to bring this side up. And when it comes to tying linen thread or baker's twine, anything like that, I sometimes have a battle on my hands. So here is my tip. I'm going to take a mini glue dot. It's one of my favorite mini glue dots. Honestly, it's probably like one of my favorite tips ever because I use it all the time. So I can see where my circle punch is. And let me zoom in. Can you see? There's the mini glue dot. So I just kind of wanted to keep it straight with that hole punch. Here's why I love this tip. Watch this. We're going to just tie it. I'm going to find that mini glue dot, and I'm going to go straight up and down with my tails. Press it down. Look at that. I don't have to fight it now because that's just going to hold it right there. You guys know sometimes this, any of these little thin threads, oh man, they can just be a bear to hold in place while you're tying a bow. All right. And we'll just tie ourselves a simple bow. Look at that. That linen thread is just perfect. This is a little long, but I wanted to give you plenty to work with because, and you want that hanging down. I gave you a lot because I really like that hanging down. So there we go. Isn't that just such a fun card? How about we make one more? Let's see. How much time do we have? Ooh, we're running tight today. Christina, can you share and give some shout outs to our YouTube members while I reset?
I would love to. Give me just a second to get it pulled up. Okay, we love our Simply Simple supporters. You guys' support means the absolute world to us.
Yes, thank you.
We love our Funfold friends. They get all of our awesome downloads with diagrams and measurements. And they also get to be a part of our Happy Hour Live once a month. Wow, we've got a lot of you guys. That's awesome. We also love our Fancy Fold fanatics. You guys get our full written tutorials. You get to join us for the happy hour. And you also get our special social hour live beforehand. We love getting to chat and hang out with you guys before every live.
It is so much fun. I have had more fun creating with our YouTube members. It has been an absolute blast. We've been creating some amazing fun folds together. Okay, friends, I'm going to go through this part kind of quickly here. This card, it's all the same. Okay, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 inches and 6 1/4. And we're going to give these. Why is this not wanting to fold? Looks like I did not score as straight as I could have. So let's try this. Remember, I told you may have to give it just a little squish here. Okay, let's create some homemade designer series paper. Okay, I need some grid paper, some copy paper, something underneath me. I have 2 pieces of 4 by 4. One of these is for the inside. We are going to stamp on it, so I'm not going to let it go too far. But these are the same sizes as our designer series paper. So it was 4 by 4 and 4 by 1 3/4. I'm going to come in with crumb cake, and I'm going to use textured notes. You know what? I think this one might also be on the last chance list too. Don't quote me on that. Now I'm second guessing myself. We're going to use these 2 stamps, and then we're going to use these 2 sentiments. All right, guys. So let's do some stamping. Now these I do want to stamp off. So I'm going to start here with the large set of flowers, but I wanted it to be a little bit softer because when I stamped it without stamping off, it was just a little too bold for me. So we're going to do that on that one. We're going to do that again here. Okay, about like that. And then let's bring in, this is the one for the inside. Friends, you're just going to stamp this a little bit down at the bottom. All right. Now we'll come in with this more leafier stamp, and you're going to kind of do the same thing. That's the inside. We're done. All right. And this just kind of fills things in, and I really thought it looked awfully pretty. If it overlaps, that's all good. I think it just adds to the character. I really do. Stamping off. Let's kind of fill everything in, and it looks like I need one more right there in the center. Okay. You know what? I think we can go ahead. Oh, wait, I missed one. I missed one. I have a piece of 2.5 by 2.5 very vanilla. And so I'm going to take that, and well, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. Let me show you. I die cut. Sometimes I just find it easier to do things in advance. So I die cut, and I use this die with the little trio of petals or whatever, and I die cut that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one really quick. Stamp off, and we're going to stamp right there. Okay, so that's going to make, this is where my greeting is going to go. Now we'll bring in our Blackberry Bliss, Connie's favorite color. And let's do we'll do a greeting here. And this is just going to be a fantastic thank you card. Okay, thank you. And let's bring in, this was where we were going to write our message. You are seriously the best. Seriously the best. Perfect. Okay, stamping is done. We're going to put our card together. First, of course, we need to cut our circles, but we need to go ahead and add these really quick. Guys, are there any questions I'm trying to move as fast as I can on this second card. And I know you've just seen me make it, so let's see. We'll go. I'm trying to decide what I want.
Enjoying watching you create.
All right. Well, thank you guys. No, I absolutely love having you here. So I'm curious, do you guys like designer series paper? Do you like to create your own designer series paper? What's your jam? Always like to know. All right. Oh, I'm stuck. We'll add this one to the top. And friends, just like before, I cut out, yep, you can see I'm going to use a different die. You can use whichever ones you want. But I used this one here. So this is the one with the dashes and the dots. Okay. And now that I kind of learned that little trick as I was doing this, we're going to do it again. Also, you even see, like I didn't even get all the little pieces out because it doesn't matter. It's a template. Okay. So we're going to line this up. I guess, it always depends on which way you're holding it, but remember to give yourself that about 1/2 inch or 5/8 of an inch. I'm just going to gently put that there for a second. Let me line up my die. Remember, you'll just kind of feel, there we go. It locks in. It's magic. I love it. Okay. Let's add that. Whoops. You know what? We don't have to add it quite so hard to that paper because we're going to pull that out. As long as we get it there on the die. Now we get it. I think that's a good trick. I like that trick. Now we'll add that one. Let me bring in my die cutting machine again. And so this is the one, remember earlier I said, you kind of needed to go through twice. Yeah, this one, we're going through 2 pieces of cardstock. Designer series paper is a little bit lighter weight. So we will go until you feel it go all the way through. And then we're going to come back. A little double die cutting just kind of makes it go a little bit better. All right. We will take our circles and our die. Ooh. Gently, gently. Okay. So there is our die cut. I have 2, and it was the same thing. Remember how we had that 6x3? We're going to die cut 2 of these circles. And yeah, I think I really like, well, I'm going to close this so I can kind of see where my adhesive goes. Okay. I'm going to open it so that I can line up that circle right inside the opening. That way I can give it a little test. Yep, I think I'm good there. All right. Now we can add our remaining circle. Try to keep the adhesive away from the opening on those edges. And with this one, you do have a little pattern there on your die. So you want to get all those lined up. Okay. All right. Where did my paper go with there it is.
Okay,
go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going to jump in here. We've got a lot of comments about the DSP. A lot of people like to make theirs. A lot of people just love having DSP. But my favorite comment so far is Linda says, I reorganized my crafting area and sadly had to admit I have a paper problem. I have 36 different colors of solid paper and 2 shoe boxes of pattern paper. And Cheryl followed up and said, those are rookie numbers.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, I think many of us can relate to that one, right? I love it. Well, yeah, I'm so glad to know that you guys, you're kind of, there. It sounds like it's a little bit of a 50-50 there. I like to make my own designer series paper, maybe because I just love to stamp. But I just think it's a little more creativity. Designer series paper, of course, is gorgeous. There's no doubt. It's beautiful. Friends, I'm going to just go ahead and bring this one in where I just added the linen thread in the exact same way. But yeah, that's And by the way, I got to stop for a second. Christina, we just got a word that we're having problems with Facebook.
Yes, I'm investigating it, but okay. I don't know what to do, and we're at the end of the stream anyways. So
we are, and it may have just, we'll see what happens. Okay. But I just want, so if you're watching on Facebook,
they're not.
I'm so sorry.
We're not live on Facebook anymore.
Okay. It went away. I do not know why.
You guys can watch one card get made over there at least.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, these things happen. Welcome to technology, but that's way out of my wheelhouse. I don't know. All right, friends. So there we go. These cards were super easy. They actually go, I mean, I took a little bit of time today, but let me tell you, designer series paper, if you just die cut those, boom, boom, you've got a card in no time. Remember, these do fit into Stampin' Up's medium-sized envelope, so no problem sending it. And yeah, we want to make sure that whatever die cut that you're using here, you could do squares. You could do different shapes. Let me tell you, my favorite tip has always been grab a piece of copy paper and test it out. It's copy paper. It's junk mail, whatever you got. It does not matter. I do so much of my designing with junk mail and copy paper. It's crazy. But I figure, why throw the junk mail away when I can use it to test out things? Or just like the little paper circles, it's a template. I keep a little shoebox. Keep a little shoebox with just some copy paper and some junk mail that you can practice things on. And yeah, it's honestly probably my second favorite tip, because I just told you my glue dot tip was my favorite. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed. Wait, I have time. I need to show you what we're making next week. You guys, these are gorgeous. Okay, let me come back down over here. We are going to create, I think these are called shutter cards. Oh my gosh, look at that. It stands. These are gorgeous. Look at this one. We're going to be using some new paper. Many thanks. Isn't that gorgeous? And okay, here we go, guys. So I use designer series paper here. I embossed cardstock over here. So yeah, you've got a lot of great options. I am super excited. That'll be on September 4th. September 4th is when I'll be sharing these cards with you. So yeah, I hope you'll join us for that. These are going to be amazing. So let me put some eyeballs back on. Oh, DRC says, I can't wait for next week. Yay. Yeah, these are going to be super fun cards. And Cheryl says, I have a bookshelf in a side room so I can have room for all my paper. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, my first stamp room in our first house had, it was a linen closet was my stamp room. I had a little TV tray that slid in there and I could slide it out. And then all my stamps were up above. Yeah, we work with what we got, right? I am very blessed to this house kind of had like what they call the bonus room. So just an upstairs. And so, yeah, it was perfect for that. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you again for being here. Do me a favor. If you like the video, a thumbs up always makes me happy. It makes YouTube happy too, because it lets them know you like the video and they want to know that, and I do too. So if you haven't subscribed, take a moment to click the subscribe button. We gave that shout out to our YouTube members. If you want to read about that, there's a join button right next to the subscribe button. If you click it, you can read all about the 3 tiers that I have. Give it a try, guys. Give it a try. We have so much fun. You can cancel anytime. There's so many great perks. So many great perks. And we have I think about 200 of you that are joining us for the YouTube memberships, and we're having a blast, and I'd love for you to join. Well, my friends, that's all for me. Thank you for being here. And thank you to Christina and Brenda for being fabulous moderators and keeping me in line. And to people who watched on Facebook, I'm so sorry. I don't know why it happens. But the replay is always here for you, right, guys? So, all right. I love you, my friends. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to stamping with you next week. All right. Bye-bye.